Hi, wow. It has been a long time since I've done my YouTube vlog, and I cannot believe I've let it go this long. Well, I can because there's been so much happening, but I wanted to try to start doing them again, and I apologize for not being on here and not continuing on to kind of make updates. And I know I don't have a ton of followers, but I appreciate every single one of you who do follow me and subscribe. So thank you for that and for bearing with me on this little hiatus I've had. I don't even remember. I mean, I'm trying to think the last time I did a vlog. But there's been so many changes that have happened in the past year. So I've just been kind of dealing with all of that and figuring it all out. From my pancreas transplant, my transplanted pancreas that failed in June. Since then, I've been diabetic again, type 1 diabetic. I'm taking insulin. I'm on an insulin pump now. Here it is. It's got a skins. So here's my insulin pump. So I wear that all the time. And just so much happening with the kids. Something that I wanted to talk about today is something that I am dealing with, and I know there are so many of you who deal with it. Transition for children after divorce. And it's something that I am kind of struggling with right now, and it's very dynamic. I'm noticing in the reading I've done about it too, it's very typical that kids will go through, almost it's like a grieving period, and they go through the steps of grieving, and it's very dynamic how they do go through them, with, the steps of grieving are, sadness, anger, bereavement. There's like 6 or 7 steps of that, but they can go through these things not in order or in order, or you think you're through the anger part and then they're back in it. So I'm dealing with that, and also the transition from when they go see their dad and then they come back. I mean, things are different from one home to the other. So yeah, that's all been really kind of a learning curve for me to figure out the best way to handle that. And I think one thing is you have to know when it's time to kind of get outside advice, because you think things are kind of normal and typical, but I want to make sure that everything that the kids are going through, they have an outlet for, and someone to either talk to, or for me to get advice on how to handle certain situations. So I am looking into maybe having them see a counselor, or also, and I'm also, another thing I'm doing is just signing them up for more activities. I think that having them have a place to have both physical outlet and maybe a musical outlet or whatever, can help with them deal with all the changes that have occurred. And even though we're a year into this and all these changes, or even more than a year, I think it's a constant. It's still pretty new and can definitely affect behavior, and just it's like a constant thought in my mind of how I can make things better and have them adjust better to that. So as a single mom now, I think about these things, and that's just something that that's been on my mind. And I am welcome if anyone has comments or ideas. I'm definitely wanting to know if you've had successes with certain things, single parents out there. And then from what I'm reading and doing, I will also give my what's working for us. So that's just kind of on my mind today. The other thing that's on my mind today is seasonal affect disorder. I mean, right now, we're in the depths of winter, and I feel like my house is a prison because it's so cold. I mean, it kind of depends where you live, but right now it is so cold in Indiana. You can't get out of the house to do things outdoors. So, and there's been snow days, and usually on a snow day, let's play in the snow. But it's like the temperatures are too low to get out and really do that. So trying to figure that out, I feel like the walls are closing in. The walls have closed in, and I'm trying to keep my head above the water with the definite like seasonal depression, because it is a struggle. And the things that are helping me though, getting my face out in the sun, like vitamin D is so important during this time. Sunlight, extra exercise, whatever that is. I mean, I'm going to be cleaning right now, and I'm just turning on the music and going to do extra, like maybe squats or just dancing, whatever, to get my heart rate up a little bit and do some exercise that will help me to release some endorphins and feel better. Get to the gym, walk, if you can walk outside, great. Play extra rough with the kids. We are constantly doing WrestleMania over here, so that is something that keeps me going. But yeah, and then the other thing I think that helps during this time of year is doing something for someone else. Helping someone else, taking the time to reach out to someone and maybe do grocery shopping for an elderly couple, or whatever it is. I mean, it can be something big or little, but it just makes you feel good. It makes you feel better, and it helps the other person feel good and feel better. So those are just a couple of things that have been on my mind, and I thought I would share. Other than that, I am going to try to do these more regularly. I always say that. I always say that. But I am going to make the effort because I want to. And I like to see, I always like to hear what everyone else is doing and ideas and blah, 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 blah. But thanks for tuning in, and I'll be back again soon, hopefully. And hopefully next one I'll have the kids in a little bit. We're going to a skating party this weekend, so it's a birthday party, so that should be hilarious and fun. And I'm going to be skating, so that should be hilarious. Extra hilarious. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing, and have a great weekend.